and Janeway. Lace, the final brassiere. Oh, hurry up. I'm a busy man. Ugh, this high-speed modem is intolerably slow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Friday Night Frenzy, where Wonder Bat is canon, and the topics, they're more like a set of guidelines. Let's bring in the usual crew here. So first off, we have the number one Wonder Bat hater. We have Jared from Comics League. How you doing, my man?
Exactly, because I'm not Bruce Timm.
Oh, that's a bit of a spoiler for a later headline. And next up, and certainly not least, is a man who Rooftop Korean is his favorite gender. We have Chris. How you doing, my man?
That's such a good intro.
안녕하세요. 친구가.
I was actually watching a YouTube video about Rooftop Koreans earlier, and I was just thinking about you, Chris, and like how we're the conversation we had. But
Yeah, they're definitely my spirit animal.
yeah, that's your intro from now on. Rooftop Koreans are your favorite gender. That is it. But how's everyone doing this week?
Doing pretty well. I was just playing some Gears of War.
Nice.
Is that a good war?
Yes, it is. The very good war.
But what is a good war?
Absolutely nothing. But and by Nick, you owe me a Coke.
You still kind of got to get the deficit to with us get even, but yeah. So let's just jump into the headlines, shall we?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
All right, so this is welcome to the headline hysteria, where we talk about the stuff that is important but not quite important for a full thing. And before we get going, Quarrel's like, it's Friday, summer break, I got paid. You already know what level I'm on. Oh, I got to catch up to you. I got to get on your level, sir. So Nyx is running a little bit late. She will be here later. So let's just start off with, so apparently, we're going to be talking about the direct in other stuff, but I just want to start with this. So they unveiled a new, they're finally doing a Legend of Zelda with Zelda.
Ooh.
And you
Another
know
one.
what? Everyone's happy. And it is blowing the minds of some people. Like, they just cannot understand. You guys are supposed to hate women. You guys are supposed to hate women in games. But they're doing it
Because
right.
we never did. That's what these people
Yep.
don't understand. We never did. We just hated your crappy versions.
Yep.
Yeah, also, that's not the only, honestly, the Nintendo Direct was full of Metroid Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, we'll get to the Nintendo Direct here in a second, but honestly, it's amazing how at first everyone was happy. It kind of took a day or two for the baiters to try and come in, because they're like, wait, there's no reactions. Let's try and make one. Did you notice that, Chris? It actually took a few days for them to.
Yeah, it was so odd too, because it's I'm generally the one that's going to jump on the criticism, and I saw it, and my first response was, oh, is this a sequel to was it the Link's Awakening?
I mean,
remake
it's
that they made?
using some of the same assets. It's in the engine, of course.
And I'm not complaining. I like the art style. I know they're like, oh, it's stupid and toyish or whatever. And I'm like, yes, it's original. It's like Wind Waker. It's going to hold up.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks honestly legit good.
Yeah.
But and everyone was really excited at first, and I posted the comment it kind of seems like we one thing that's united gamers, we like this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea that it's a puzzle-based game. So they're putting a spin on the Legend of Zelda. It's not just, hey, look, it's a chick. It's no, look, hey, now there's puzzles.
It's kind of a similar thing. We didn't really talk about this, but a similar thing happened with Princess Peach Showtime, where even the people were like, okay, this game is not for me, but I'm happy it exists.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't really a backlash to that game because it wasn't really bad,
Yeah.
Peach wasn't lecturing us on pronouns.
Yeah, well, there's that's the thing is like games are for everyone, and if there's a game that's just not for you, fine. The thing that bothers me is when every game becomes homogenized into the pronouns crap and into the rainbow stuff, and it's like, no, like that's when your incursion into other people's enjoyment starts ruining it for everyone.
Agreed. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm probably not gonna buy this new Zelda game. Doesn't really look like it for me. But I'm more than overjoyed that it exists. Jared, what snarky comment would you like to add to this?
I like playing games for men, so that's why I play Gears of War.
Oh God!
So what do you think of that? Oh, sorry.
You're a little. So let's move on to the next headline. Nintendo direct into my veins. Wait. Before we start, Kirill says. You celebrate now, but wait till Ganondorf's pronouns of power. Oh my God!
He's trigender.
Trigender.
He has no gender.
Chris, that was so cringe. He booted himself out of the stream. But
Wait,
you know what it'll do? We'll find out he's the descendant somehow of those witches from the Acolyte.
Oh God!
I mean, he is the son of witches, so.
Oh God!
Yeah,
no!
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, what was it, Gerudo or the Garuda?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if an SJW really wanted to, there is kind of like a non-binary transgender thing in there that if they wanted to stretch it to like it almost breaks, you could maybe do that. But oh God, please no.
Yeah. But
let's just kind of speak on so we've had kind of the Summer Games Fest and like everyone's kind of doing to spontaneously generate Ganon. Oh God, no.
Fontana Ganon.
Yeah.
This will be kind of like a wrap up of everything because it's pretty much over at this point. So I mean, we are talking about Nintendo Direct, but because Jared is a man. That plays man games and man consoles. He doesn't play Nintendo. He plays Xbox. He's a man.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you for admitting it, Ancient One.
I haven't busted this out in a while.
Fuck off, Lord.
We're 8 minutes in. I can get away with it. But, oh, God. So yeah, let's talk about everything that we liked from all of the stuff, which honestly was only really a few things for me. Chris, you go first, sir.
Well, I mean, I think the what they saved for the last was definitely something I was looking forward to the most, which was the Metroid Prime 4.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just Prime.
I'm sorry. There's never been a more perfect opportunity to drop that.
I've been waiting because like it's been years since they did that horrible like here's the titles like the title reveal. They made like
that's all we've had for 7 years.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked for that. The game looks great, or at least from the bull shots, because I don't, I tend to, I tend to shy away when they show like vertical slices. I can't wait to see that game
you
in
get
play.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. So I'm definitely stoked for that. I'm really excited for the Zelda game. I know it's not your cup of tea, but I really enjoyed the remake of Link's Awakening because I didn't have a Game Boy.
Link's Awakening was my first Zelda game, thus it's my favorite.
Ah, there you go.
So yeah, I trust me. I actually did play a good portion of the remake, and it is very well done.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The only thing I'm worried about with Metroid Prime 4 is it looks like a green hair is the one is writing for it.
Oh, I know. I saw that, and I worry like that it's so like my sentiments about the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? Like how that got ideologically hijacked.
It was almost a disaster. Nintendo was like, no.
Well, I still because I have a threshold. Some people say it's being picky, picky baby or whatever. I call it my standards. But I don't want to see I don't want to see girl bosses. I don't want to see male main characters backseated for girl bosses, any of that shit.
Yeah.
So when the Mario movie did that, I realized that there was an 11th hour kind of like the Japanese team was like, what the hell is this crap? You know, you basically like relegated Mario to be a joke in his own movie. So I know they kind of did some rewrites or whatever at the last minute, but to me, it still didn't save it. Like I actually found the bits with Seth Rogen to be the most tolerable parts. Like when he and Mario
how bad does it have to get? Where Seth Rogen is
exactly.
In my opinion, I think it was more of like a compromise kind of situation where Nintendo couldn't win every battle, so they had kind of had to pick their battles very carefully. But it could have been a lot worse, and we all know it.
Yep.
I actually did enjoy the Mario movie. My standards are not as stringent as Chris's, which is fine.
No.
You know, we all have our own threshold levels. I think, like Chris said, Chris is a little more discerning, has a more discerning palate, discerning taste, but yeah. Hey, Hardcore Bunny, it's good to see you. It did make $1 billion, which I thought movies were dying. I thought nobody wanted to go to
that count as a superhero movie?
Sure.
Because if so, it's a reputation against superhero fatigue.
Yep.
I mean, it's a video game movie, but you know,
still counts. He has superpowers and he saves people. He's a superhero.
I mean, if you could have a Hollywood movie make $1 billion and still somehow not make a profit, then anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the brand is what saved it. It's kind of like the Barbie movie.
Yeah,
you know,
it was safe enough.
And it looked gorgeous, like the visuals.
Yeah. Barbie and Mario, but I think also they pulled back just enough. Like Barbie was the same way, where like there's kind of enough there. Like honestly, that movie is secretly based. If you kind of think,
I know it shows how like women are.
The fact that I'm Just Ken won the Academy Award is so great. Yeah, I gotcha, Tevia. But for me, I was finally happy that the Dragon Quest 2D HD got a release date. I've been waiting for that one. I'm probably gonna buy it day one. It's $60. Comes out in a few months. Honestly, I don't think Japan's gonna screw this one up. Like Dragon Quest 3 is like the big one. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like a cultural institution. There's no way they're gonna mess that up. Plus, I actually really like the coming out 1 and 2. And 3 is kind of the prequel to those games, so it actually kind of works. What do you think, Jared?
I mean, I'm not really a Nintendo guy again, so I'm like...
I knew you didn't care to ask Chris first last time, so I wanted to be fair. Chris, what do you think?
My only caveat is if it goes through Treehouse or American localization, there's going to be no Puff Puff, and there's going to be a lot of other.
We got to have the Puff. We got to have the Puff Puff.
Yep.
Jared, do you want to know what Puff Puff means?
No, but I get the feeling you're going to tell me anyway.
It's Chris, you do it. I'm kind of embarrassed now.
So in the original Dragon Quest, there was a lot of lewd content, but it was very hidden. And you could actually go to...
I love his face, Jared's face!
As soon as you said there's a lot of lewd content, I'm like, I know where this is going.
Yeah, there's there's an inn and there's a prostitute there, and you can pay her for Puff Puff. And Puff Puff is she squeezes her two boobies together, and then the screen goes dark. And I was like, yes!
And she's squeezing them between your head.
Yeah. Puff Puff.
Now I need a PC even more.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
What up?
I mean, I just borrowed my sister's Cosmo, like a good little brother, but, you do you, sir.
Sears catalog got it done.
Ew, it certainly did. Oh. Well, in my case, it was like Kmart catalog, Kmart circulars, but you know, that's getting ahead of ourselves here. Also, gotta talk about that Power Ranger game. Holy crap!
Yes.
That looks really good.
It's Morbin time.
Not today. It is
Yes,
Morbin.
today. It's Morbin time anytime, Nick.
Oh god. This is why I'm really kind of not looking forward to doing our stream together, because you're just gonna make more.
I'm gonna be spamming it's Morbin time.
But I do kind of want to talk about like the LRG kind of thing they unveiled, because like I don't know, because like there's a lot of concerts that, which I totally get. Chris, what's your take on like that whole situation? Like everything's carbon engine.
Wait, what now?
But limited run games, they had their own kind of like direct, where they unveiled like a bunch of new collections, like Tumba 1, Tumba 2, Busby is getting a collection. Oh, Jared, this is for you.
Yeah,
Jared,
Morbin time. I'm telling you.
Jared, I request you read that.
Stand back, guys. I'm gonna morph. There was this great line in the Power Rangers movie, the 2017 one, where they're like, "Have any of you guys morphed before?" Yes, but only in the shower. I love that movie so much.
Oh god, I need to cover that one of these days.
Yeah, I wonder if the scattershot approach to retro games like that is even going to entice collectors or markets, because like I think I saw somebody posted like a Bubsy game or whatever, and they're like,
yeah, they're doing a Bubsy collection, and yeah, I mean, I actually did post that, and there's a few Busby fans out there, which I guess. I don't know, because LRG is kind of quickly developing a bad reputation. Like, I mean, obviously the firing of that person is bad, but they're doing like other bad stuff now, where like the whole CDR situation, not a good look. And I honestly think their bad reputation is going to catch up with them here in the next year or two.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, their trajectory they're on is not sustainable.
Also, I think Tevya brings up the other kind of big announcement.
Yes!
Marvel versus Capcom 2. I'm going to take you for a ride.
Dude, that just totally screwed over Arcade 1-Up and Microsoft, because those are the two platforms it's not on. Or I should say, the one platform it's not on and the other one trying to sell it for like $500.
Yeah. By the way, I guarantee you that physical copy is going to sell like hotcakes, because even if you buy it digitally, eventually they're going to take it off again.
Oh yeah.
Like I love how it's like everyone's just buying it for MVC2. It's like, oh, I get a bunch of other games with it, as a bonus.
Yeah.
That's actually, see, here's the thing. I got pretty hyped about that too, because I played one of them. So I'm like, okay, that's actually a cool idea.
Yeah. I can't wait. What I would hope they would do is, this is the Marvel versus Capcom collection. I wish they would do a Capcom versus collection, so that you could get Capcom versus SNK, both of those games, which I think are just as good as MVC2.
And then there's like, there's Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yep, exactly.
But the problem is, it's a rights issue.
Yeah, the licensing is a bitch.
Yeah, like, can you imagine how much of a licensing they had to do with Marvel to get this done?
That's why I'm like, that's why they probably can't do like a Marvel versus, a Capcom versus collection yet, because of all of the licensing that would entail.
So speaking of like other, I do think at some point we're gonna get like an X-Men games collection.
Yes,
because like X-Men Legends 1 and 2, I think, and like a lot of the 2D games,
a remaster.
Or just a collection of ports,
Which that's fine, because I've never played X-Men Legends, either of them, and I want to, because I'm a big fan of Ultimate Alliance.
Are they backwards compatible?
Ultimate Alliance is. I'm not sure about the X-Men games,
because I think X-Men Legends did come out on Xbox.
I'm not. Yeah, I know they did. I'm not sure if they're compatible with like one or like 360.
Yeah. If you played Ultimate Alliance, you probably would like X-Men Legends. They're very similar. Also, please free Raven software from the Call of Duty mines.
Yeah.
Oh, and also we have a new challenger to this stage. We have the Mistress of Ships herself, Buddy Girl Nix.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, so I think I stalled on this topic long enough.
Wait, no. I gotta talk about Gears.
All right, fine.
So
remake, man.
It's not a remake.
Was it a prequel?
Prequel game. So here's what I'm thinking, because here's the problem with Gears, is that ever since it ended with 3, they have had no good ideas on where to go with it. Because first they did Gears Judgment, which also was a prequel, but they changed a lot of the gameplay elements. Like you could only carry 2 guns. There was checkpoints that broke up the gameplay. So I'm like, this does not feel like Gears.
The Halo fight it.
Yeah, exactly. So then Gears 4 and 5 came in, which were fun from a gameplay perspective, but they introduced characters that no one wanted.
Strong woman.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But so here's the thing about this trailer. The minute you see young Marcus Phoenix and they start playing the All Around Me Are Familiar from the original trailer. And the minute I looked into it, they said they're bringing Gears back to its horror roots. And I'm like, okay, so we have saved Gears. Can we save Halo?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. You're gonna have to
not
talk
lost.
I'm sorry, Jared, but Halo Infinite, what they mean by that is it has infinite problems.
No, I mean, and Infinite, the next game goes back to its roots. I said to a buddy of mine, here's what 343 can do to get people on board for the next Halo game. Announce Halo 3 Remake, Halo 3 Anniversary. That's what you need.
All right, so now that Nix is here, we're going to kind of wind it back here.
Oh, yay. I know what this topic is. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the other one.
No, Tevya, this is a closed panel, unfortunately, so sorry, we're not adding anyone else. Nix was the last challenger to appear. So, Nix, what are your thoughts on the new Zelda game? Because I know you have opinions.
I am hyped. It's about dang time they gave my girl her due.
What do you think about the play style, the art style, also the lack of controversy surrounding this game?
It's kind of funny. There's been a couple of people who've been claiming that, it's gone woke, blah, 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 blah. But those have tended to be newly made accounts with no followers. So they're basically just bot accounts or something.
Mm-hmm.
Troll bots.
Trolls, essentially, yeah. And
Troll bots for everyone.
would I like the gameplay to be different? Absolutely. I think me and Melee K have both talked about it on Twitter, but Zelda has a lot of different combat capabilities, and she is a very capable fighter. I don't understand why they're going with this. That too.
Jared couldn't handle the strong women talk.
R.I.P. But
R.I.P. Jared.
I closed the wrong window.
You couldn't handle the strong women talk.
No, I couldn't. I have to escape. That's one of my rules. Whenever anyone starts talking about strong female protagonists, I leave.
Fair enough. But
also, John, check DMs.
But she's a sword fighter. She's an archer. She has magic.
Yeah, you ever play Age of Calamity?
Well, not only that, got her in Smash. She kicks butt in Smash. But
I'm holding back.
Even though I'm not happy with the gameplay, even though I'm not completely interested in the gameplay, the graphics, they're okay. I don't really like the cutesy toy style they're going with. I wish they had more of a Breath of the Wild kind of style to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'm just happy Zelda's getting her own game where she can actually be the protagonist.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of interesting. We're not talking about that.
Proves this point. Dips does not explain. Yeah, that sounds like John.
Yeah, I had replied to somebody. They had made a comment about the Zelda from the Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom universe, like that version of Zelda. And I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I wish they would make a game that's like co-op, kind of like the Resident Evil games, not in that kind of genre, but like you could play as Link and you do, what Link does, or you could play as Zelda and do what Zelda does. And there's puzzles that require like tandem use, where your teamwork actually solves things. And it's like, dude, this would go so hard because you'd win over the girl power people with Zelda, but you could return to the Breath of the Wild universe and give the whole Tears of the Kingdom a nice kind of wrap up. Like I want to stay in that universe. I don't know why. Like, it just seems to have been the coolest one that I've liked out of the Zelda games.
I think it's because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom tapped into something that a lot of Zelda games don't really tap into all that much. The world is, as far as vast as it is, just feels very cozy.
Yeah.
Like you
just
feel immersed in it, and like you feel kind of like, I don't know, like it's a place you could actually travel to, I guess.
Well, that and like Zelda was
that's
cool in that one. Yeah. But I liked like that they gave her a voice. I didn't have to read text, more or less. But like,
Also,
it was a cool design.
That
Yes, Nick, use your words.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, she did have a nice backside.
did
Nick, you would make a great mime.
Did you ever see that meme? Because there's that one shot where she's bending over, and the animators are like, "My time has come." There's actually a prop that says "eat." It's actually fan added. I love that meme. But yeah. So Nix, what other Nintendo games, or honestly just in general, did you really enjoy from all the stuff?
I'm very excited. I probably won't end up playing it, but I'm very excited for the new Metroid game coming out. Only because I really like Samus, and I really think it's time that she got to step back into the spotlight.
Well, that's just prime.
I'm also super excited for Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really can't wait for the Luigi's Mansion remake, whatever you want to call it.
Luigi.
It looks
all right.
Great.
Are you guys ready for some cringe?
Oh, I just saw it. Oh man.
All right, let me just get this off here so you can get a better view. Nix, your reaction.
Honestly, I don't really find this version of Zelda that attractive. She's cute, but I'm definitely more of an Ocarina of Time girl.
Fair enough. And then Chris?
Yeah, I think this design is kind of based off of, oddly enough, I think they got ideas from Daenerys Targaryen. But I liked the design, but I like the character itself better. Like
I like
the aesthetics aside. Well, I mean, aesthetics aside, it's I liked the fact that she was like an initiate, like where she was like, I'm failing these people, and like all the champions died because of her failure, and she like basically like said, well, not again. Like I'm not gonna fail this next time. So in Breath of the Wild, she's the hero. She's literally spent like a century holding back Calamity Ganon.
So let it be shown that Chris likes it when women fail.
Yes.
So do I.
All right,
It makes
moving
for an
on.
interesting
Moving on.
story.
Tevye has a question
it
for
does.
you, Nick. Nick, Tevye has a question for you. Have you played Metroid Dread?
No, I have not, unfortunately.
Shame.
That's fine. I deserve it.
Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your mom. Dishonor on your cow.
But I wholeheartedly agree with Chris. I like her personality, and I like the story she's given, the character progression. And I find her design to be cute. I don't understand
her voice.
the
I love
hype
her
for it.
voice.
The
I
voice is
kind of
very
have a
nice.
thing for British accents, and she has like that soft British accent that I'm like, I want to protect you.
Yeah, well, I don't even think it's a legitimate, like, you know, I've got British in family, and like, I think that's like American British, like, if that makes any sense.
American British.
Yeah, you know what I mean, that aristocracy, that sophistication voice, like.
Well, it's not really no North Atlantic accent, but you know, I get you.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's clearly not Brummie, it's clearly not Glaswegian, it's clearly not Soho or any kind of RP I can think of, or Swansea, like.
Yeah,
It's
so
Swahili. It's Swahili. It's a Swahili. I'm just being total crap right now.
the girl who voices Zelda is Canadian.
there you
Patricia
go.
Somerset. She's Canadian. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I was right before.
Canada representing.
Legit. Actually, it's kind of interesting because she's gone on before and said that she considers Link and Zelda in this the couple of games to be a couple, and a lot of fans take that as like word of God, but it's not. She's just a voice actress. She doesn't have any real sway, and she's not even like the original voice actress. She's just the English dubs voice actress. It's cool that she's on our team and that she totally ships it. But
speaking of very bad choices, let's continue the pick on Nick's train and talk about.
I knew as soon as you said very bad choices, I knew it would be this guy.
I'm very obvious. So, Jared, lead it off, please.
So I discovered this recently, and of course I had to send it to Nyx because I wanted to get her reaction, because her reactions are always entertaining. So let me read to you some more information about. Let me read you guys an interesting description of Cape Crusader. Harley Quinn and Renee Montoya will be in a romantic relationship. She will have a more normal romantic relationship with the Gotham City detective Renee Montoya, which tempers her more vicious leanings as Harley Quinn. Montoya is the by-the-book who know her girlfriend's secret underworld life, and her integrity is one thing that gives Harley Quinn pause about her actions. However, she also doesn't see Montoya and law enforcement in general as effective tools for dealing with wrongdoing she's uncovered. You could have.
Superman works alone.
You could have just put her with Poison Ivy, a-hole.
even then, how is she supposed to become Harley Quinn if she's not tied to the Joker in some way? Literally nothing about her.
What they'll do is they'll make it so she was with the Joker for like shortly, as long as it takes her to become Harley Quinn, and then she broke off because he's toxic.
No. She adopted the Harley Quinn persona to impress the Joker. Then the Joker rejected her, and then she's just Harley Quinn on her own.
You know what's hilarious? You know, I realized this probably isn't all Bruce Timm. You know who this could also be? You know, J.J. Abrams is involved in the show, right?
Cancel it. Cancel the whole thing.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I'm telling you, if I were in charge, Nick, if I were in charge of the show, I would tell J.J. Abrams to get lost. I just made a Nick pun.
Yeah.
What have you done?
It's so bad. It's so bad. Chris,
but I'm like, of all the creative choices, you I swear, this show is going down the train.
You didn't see that coming?
As soon as I saw Master I Love Batgirl with Batman in there, yeah, you better believe I saw it coming.
Swear, Bruce Timm is like, all right, I'm going to take everything and I'm going to do the exact opposite of it.
And you see the rumor from Doomcock, and I know it's a rumor from Doomcock, but still, we're like, he was calling the fans racist.
Kathleen Kennedy is getting fired this week. I swear it's true this time.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. Don't get my hopes up.
He seems like a delightful man. I got nothing against him personally. It's just his content.
No, but it's just, here's the thing with this. I'm like, why change this? Because if you want to have Harley Quinn be with a woman, fine. You literally have... Literally, her most well-known relationship is with Poison Ivy. Why not put her with Pamela?
To me, a lot of this feels like changing things just to say you change things.
Yeah,
like
to say it's fresh.
They're trying to justify. They're just trying to justify their existence by doing a lot of this stuff. So.
And then the voice cast is like not impressive at all.
All right, who we got for the voice cast?
All right, hang on. I'm just pulling that back up real quick.
All right, and screen share if you can.
Yeah, I will. All right. So here we go. All right, and here you go. So what we have here, hang on. So we have, all right, Christina Ricci as Catwoman. That's not bad.
Yeah. I'll defend it. I'll not my first pick, but I can defend it.
Hamish Linklater is Batman.
Terrible. I'm sorry if you watch the video. If you watch the video, I said on Twitter, it sounds like he's both trying too hard while at the same time not trying hard enough.
Yeah, and then Jamie Chung as Harley Quinn. So that would be her. I
don't know who that is.
That's Link from the X-Men movie and that short-lived The Gifted TV show.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Dietrich Bader is playing Harvey Dent / Two-Face. That I could kind of see.
Wait, didn't he play Batman?
Yeah, he did in Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
He did great. I love his Batman.
That's quite two-faced of him.
I wonder if he's gonna teach Batman Rex Bondo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you could say it's quite the dynamite casting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's just that the thing is, it's like you literally screwed up the most important casting of the entire show. Batman, you can't afford to have Batman not cast well in an animated show. You can't.
Yeah, It's kind of the point.
And of course, hey Nix, it's your favorite design for Harley Quinn.
It doesn't make sense not even the fact that I personally don't like it, it just doesn't make sense from a design wise. Harley's two most famous color schemes are the blue and pink, or especially the red and black, because the red is black was her debut.
Well, not only that, the minute you hear about her story is going to be, the Harley Quinn persona is going to be the more serious, but the Harley Quinzel is going to be the more bubbly. And I'm like, that's the opposite of what makes the character fun.
That makes absolutely no sense.
As do most of the creative choices made by Bruce Timm. Nick, remember we talked about Epilogue?
Well, who's the one that made
the only thing good about having to endure that half hour of slop is the fact that video is getting really good views for you.
1,000 views now. So
that is the only silver lining. God bless you, sir.
Who's the one that made Wonder Woman eat a rat?
Oh, that's Tom King.
Yes,
and Chris, my good friend, it got worse. She even said, "I think I liked it."
Well, did you know?
I ate a rat, and I think I liked it.
There was some I read it, and I was like, "There's some parts in there that aren't like English. Like it looked like AI wrote it. It was like."
Well, it's Tom King, so that kind of explains it. And Nick, you'll love this. I got into a war with the Wonder Woman shippers because the most recent came out. Yeah. The other issue the new issue came out, and it had like Barbara
Thank you, John.
Minerva fighting Cheetah, and then they're like at a campfire for some reason, and the crazy shippers on Twitter apparently thought that King was going to put Wonder Woman with Cheetah, which doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons. Number one, Wonder Woman with Cheetah makes no sense. Number two, this is the run where Tom King explicitly said he's trying to make Steve Trevor her Lois Lane.
Also, wait, real quick aside,
Yeah.
John. Not only can your kids write better than Tom King, if you have a dog, your dog can write better than Tom King.
With his he.
I could write better than Tom King.
Nick has written better than Tom King.
I mean, I'm a good writer. I mean, so.
But what I want to know is
All right.
does Harley's other creator feel about all of these changes? Because I know Paul Dini had a bit more of a special care for Harley Quinn than Bruce Timm did.
No idea. But I'm like,
I
you
don't
literally
know.
have one personality for this character that she's known for. Like in the Arkham games, she's that. In the Suicide Squad game, it's that, except jacked up. So maybe it's not the best example. But in literally every show, including her own Harley Quinn show, you have this character have a specific personality, and then suddenly you decide to change it.
Like, yes, we wanted Harley Quinn as a villain. But
We want
not
her
like
written well,
this.
first and foremost.
Also, John, I get that your dog is dumb, but Tom King is literally dumber.
Tom King writes like an animal. Not the cool way.
That's being disrespectful to John's dog. You need to apologize. But no.
At least John's dog is probably more capable in human emotion than Tom King's writing.
At least John's dog is loyal. I love how we're just complimenting John's dog. He's not even here.
Hey, what does it say that the dog is a better creative than Tom King?
Yeah, and John says the film is going to be forgotten. Yeah, yes. I predict one season, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we've already forgot. Like, pretty much everyone's already memory hold Velma. So.
Yeah. But like, let's look at it this way. This is supposed to be set in the 1940s. They've got Harley Quinn in a gay relationship, and it's a normal relationship. So wouldn't that mean she'd have to hide it in the 1940s?
Exactly.
No, they're revising history.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not going to be very normal.
Tevya, it's basically a monkey's paw situation here. And I'm sorry, I have to read this comment. Don't underestimate my dog's dumbness. He's like a piece of furniture that occasionally moves of his own volition. Oh God, that sounds like a good dog there. But
I'm gonna say this: we want Harley Quinn as a villain, of course. Yeah, this whole Bat family crap is stupid beyond belief. But first and foremost, we want her written well and written with sense. That's not a very hard thing to ask, I would think.
It's hard to ask Bruce Timm that, but yeah. Oh God.
Lately, it's hard to ask Bruce Timm to write anything that's not either cringe or could land Batman a meeting with Chris Hansen.
Clark, please take a seat.
No, Bruce, please take.
He's a very good dog.
What are you doing?
Dumb as a sack of doorknobs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I love it. I love it. So let's move on to this main topic. Let's see here. Did I actually create a banner for it? Okay. So Jared, just kind of talk about something random for a few seconds.
Nightfire sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You tell me to talk about something random, so that is something random and true.
It is not true, sir. You are
Yes,
wrong.
it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Also, let me. Here's another statement. The early internet was better.
That's crazy.
Bang, bang.
Is this the internet where you had like rocks moving across a little conveyor belt because it was in the Stone Age?
No, that was the internet. We're talking about the internet. See, the internet was a series of interwoven nets that we just slid across rocks when we wanted to send a message. The internet is digital.
Now, let me ask you this, Nick. What the interspace net, did you ever have the urge to like turn those into an epic bounce house?
That was on Saturdays. Every
Yeah,
Saturday.
I was about to say, you can't not do that.
The information superhighway. It was a series of tubes. Oh God! So I basically I remember my sister, one of them anyway. She was the one who always hogged the phone, and every time I always got tired of her like hogging the internet, and I wanted to use it. I'd literally just yank the jack out of the cord of the jack.
Hmm?
So my family, we got internet about 97. Like the rest of America, we went online. But Chris, what's your early internet memories?
Let's see. The very first, obviously, it was
Hey,
for
Bard.
games.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, obviously it was for like games and stuff. But before that, I think the first time I really got online was in Windows 95, or yeah. And
Yes, indeed.
yeah, obviously to look up some pretty saucy bulletin boards picks, but yeah, the very
you
first,
use DBS.
yes, the bulletin board services. Yeah, we didn't really have the internet back in the early 90s. But in addition to that, I remember playing I remember how pissed off my mother got because we had a 33.6 data fax voice modem, and it was slow as shit because we were on awful dirty copper voice lines. Oh, I'm sorry. Voice lines. So they didn't really support data all that well. So it was like probably closer to like the 1200 baud of like the first modem. But I ended up getting this game. One of my buddies let me borrow it called, it was two games. It was The Shadow of Eusebius and The Two Fates of Twinion. And they were kind of like the precursor to MMOs. And they required like a recurring fee where you basically get charged by the hour. And yeah, we freaking, I remember playing that and I jacked up. I got like I think it was like a $50 bill. And yeah, parents
that's
were pretty
why
pissed.
When anyone ever looks at like, wait, why did these CDs say you get 1,000 hours free? Like,
Yep.
they don't understand. He was kind of charged by at the time.
Yep.
I love like they made so many like CDs that like you'd still find them today in different places.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not old, so what's a CD? I'm only kidding.
I think I have one around here somewhere, but
Of course you do, yeah, and it's made out of stone or ignet with char from a volcano.
Damn.
Well, the thing that I liked about the early internet was how decentralized it was.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the internet is basically kind of like cable, where you kind of have like 4 or 5 different channels. You have Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, maybe 1 or 2 other things, Amazon. But like back in my day, like, and this is like even as recent as the 2000s, forums for everything. There was literally a forum for everything, and now Reddit's kind of the widow's peak. I do not have a widow's peak. I don't even know what that is.
The Bela Lugosi. the Vegeta.
Like, I'm kind of I'm sorry. I was just kind of confused.
Don't worry, Nick. Being confused comes with age.
Like one of the things that I remember is I remember me and my family we were because like the computer was in the living room, and when my oldest sister, she was online and she was talking to someone in Korea, and I remember thinking like, holy crap, like she's literally talking to someone in Korea right now, and that just blew my mind. Nowadays I can literally like voice chat, like video chat with someone in Japan right now.
Wasn't that a line in the Cable Guy movie? The future is now. Soon every American home will integrate their television, phone, and computer. You'll be able to vet the lube on one channel or watch female mud wrestling on another. You could do your shopping at home or play Mortal Kombat with a friend in Vietnam. There's no end to the possibilities.
I mean, you could definitely play Mortal Kombat with your friend in Vietnam now.
Yeah, you definitely could.
If you have them.
Like, I actually remember, this was back in the early 2000s. All right, take care, John.
Have a good one, man.
Time
Bye.
abundant. In the early 2000s, when I wanted to watch the trailer for The Matrix Reloaded, I went on to the, like, whatisthematrix.com, and I was at my school, and we had, like, crappy internet. So, like, I literally had to watch the trailer to sign the postage stamp.
Oh, wow. That's dedication, my friend. That's dedication.
The other thing I want to talk about is, so piracy. Okay. All right, let's just get that out there. It was a lot different then than it is now. Like nowadays, it's either like direct download or torrents. But Chris, see, like a lot of the history books, if you watch a lot of the history stuff, it's like, oh, Napster, then LimeWire happened. But there was really kind of like a 4 or 5 year gap between like because Napster shut down around 2001, and LimeWire popped up around 2004, 2005. Hey, Keely.
Hey.
We'll talk about early internet stuff.
You remember Kazaa?
Oh, yeah. I remember Kazaa. I used Kazaa. Do you remember BearShare?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, because basically one service would come out, it'd get popular, it'd get whacked down, then another one would come up. LimeWire was kind of the one that kind of broke through to the mainstream. Like,
Yeah.
I actually remember watching American Dad around 2006, and he made a joke. I'm so gonna download this on LimeWire. I was like, oh crap!
Yeah, cat's out of the bag.
Nick, remember last week we talked about this is really off topic, but I have breaking news.
Oh.
No.
Remember that comic book cover we talked about last week that was very clearly AI generated?
It's been revealed as AI generated.
No, but what DC is doing is they're replacing a lot of that dude's variant covers now with other artists.
So they're doing the classic trick of, we've caught you, we don't want to admit it, so we're just going to silently replace everything, silently fire you, and never mention this again.
I'm sharing the screen right now because you could see that. So DC apparently heard all the complaints, and all the circles are all the covers that are being replaced. Because you had like actual like legends in DC saying F that guy, like legendary inker Scott Williams. All these guys are like, yeah, this is clearly AI. When you see the Superman S have an extra hump, that's a problem. But anyway, I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, I will say internet really didn't take off. I mean, it kind of did in like the late 90s of like the internet bubble, but it really didn't hit like really truly penetrating the mainstream until broadband and actually Wi-Fi as well. So Johnny Ortiz says, hey guys, I just got a job as an editor for some chick name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. I hope this is a great career. Congratulations, Johnny.
Woo!
I'm really happy for you.
Dude,
if you want to
that's
hire
the
an
chick
editor
from Star Wars. That's the Gelato that wrote the rap song about Juneteenth and about how anybody that has anything negative to say about Acolyte are a bunch of bigots.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
But still, I'm happy for you, John. I'm happy for you. I don't care if I don't like. I don't care. I'm happy for you. I'm just trying to be positive here. I hope that wasn't a joke, but like, we're not talking about that. That's too political here for this stream. I would actually say there is kind of more negativity. It's kind of like the COD lobby effect. You know what I'm saying? Where people were less incentivized to hold back. because like we say gaming is toxic now, and those people would never survive in a COD lobby. I think that same kind of phenomenon applies to early internet, because it was.
I missed that though. Like I missed before the net nanny, dropped the hammer, and now we live in freaking Big Brother's world.
I mean, you don't miss trash talking 6-year-olds telling them how they're going to fellatio your mother.
Well, here's the thing: is like the tools were always available.
Face, I love yours.
I remember those Call of Duty lobbies.
Dude, well, like prior to when the internet started becoming mainstream, like I remember being on Yahoo Chat, and it was like amazing. I'm talking to somebody over in Texas. I'm talking to somebody over in Washington State. And then all those like chat programs, like I had ICQ, IRC. I had this program called AIM Instant Messenger, Yahoo Instant Messenger. I had all of these things merged into one app called Trillion, and I was able to like basically talk to different people, in different chat programs or whatever, all around the world. And we'd go into chat rooms and stuff, and it was positive. Like we were talking about all sorts of cool shit. And then all of a sudden, like the bots started coming in, and then that was like the beginning of the end when it was like, "Hey, baby, hey, sex location." We'd all be joking about the Indians coming in because they had absolutely no social skills. But what sucked though was when it became mainstream enough that people never used the tools available to them. Like if you were in a COD or early Halo, on Xbox or whatever, you could just mute people. You could be like, "Yep, that douchebag, I'll never have to hear him," and you'd get like little voice messages.
And then they send you a voice message on Xbox.
Yeah,
and then you can ignore him or block him on that too.
Yeah, and it's like, why? Like you've already got the tools. Why are we like banning these people? Like, why are we stealing their software licenses? Like, now it's like you call somebody like a nasty word or like a forbidden slur or something, and suddenly like you just lost like $60 plus whatever else it costs to like link your account. And it's like, this is stupid. Like these are words. Like, we have the tools to block these people. And I think that's where it should have stopped. I don't like the idea of a company telling me that they're going to steal my software access because I said something wrong.
Well, remember, Chris, according to, I think it was Ubisoft, you're going to have to get used to not owning your games.
I'm already used to not buying their games.
So moving on to the next topic. So Johnny, you tell, like, don't you guys remember Goku going Super Saiyan to Linkin Park? Crawling in.
Yeah.
That was every 3D artist's. No, dude, like in game design and 3D art and animation universities, or like those pop-up predatory schools, all the professors were like, "If I hear Linkin Park in your portfolio video, I'm going to instantly fail you."
Like I do think Linkin Park does owe some of the success to AMV, and I think they understand. They get
what
it.
you do then is you put a different song to a Linkin Park music video, saying, "Hey, you said if you heard Linkin Park, you didn't say sing it."
It was either Linkin Park, Evanescence, or Disturbed. Maybe someone got brave and did Avril Lavigne. God, I missed those.
I mean, the first time one of the first times I heard "Bring Me to Life" was not even the Daredevil movie. It was in a Halo 3 music video.
I believe it. Thanks, Bart. It was really brave of you to come by. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh. But DBZ AMV videos bring me to life. Like it was either like DBZ, Naruto, Bleach.
Sometimes you get One Piece.
Yeah.
One Piece. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon.
So Nick, is the sequel to One Piece called Two Pieces?
No. It's still going. The series is still going.
Well,
Yeah,
how does it have
It's a
multiple
long
episodes?
one.
But it's called One Piece. How does it have multiple episodes? That's kind of false advertising.
I really wish we were doing a game stream because I'd have Nick bonk you.
Well, we're not doing a game stream.
The One Piece title refers to the treasure that the crew of pirates are searching for.
Okay, I get it. And also, Nick, if this were a gaming stream, you'd be failing epically right about now.
Actually, Tevia, Mega Man Battle Network was 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love Mega Man
remember
Battle.
that.
That's really great. Yeah, early YouTube was kind of insane.
The best kind of insane, though.
It still is, but in a different way. But it started off like very humbly. Jared, have you ever seen the very first YouTube video?
I have not seen
yeah.
the very first YouTube video. I have not.
Okay.
Nick knows it because he was there when they originally created the very concept of YouTube, which is back in the late Jurassic period.
Chris, you want to feel old? This video is 20 years old. Is 19 years old.
All right, so here we are.
This is the very first YouTube video.
Oh, so it's a vlog.
It's that they have really.
Sorry, he says like.
That is really like, oh my gosh, look at that. It's so old.
But like, look at the
2005.
Yeah, 19 years ago.
Only 325 million
I
views.
thought that looked familiar. Yeah, that's definitely a San Diego Zoo.
Yeah,
There's one of the African elephants has a mangled ear.
But yeah, like this is the first YouTube video ever. Almost 20 years ago. Holy crap.
And with
The
that,
odd thing is I could have been standing there at that time.
Really?
Yep.
Can you imagine? I was in the very first YouTube video. Oh, were you featured? No, I was the background.
Yeah.
No,
I was an extra.
Jared was the elephant.
I was in the elephant, actually. Haven't you ever
Ace
seen
Ventura?
Ace Ventura, where he's hiding in the fake elephant?
No!
What about the Brothers Grimsby?
So,
You should have. I gotta say, they kind of threw me out when they saw how I exited the elephant.
bonk, 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 bonk.
Those that want to see that, watch Ace Ventura 2.
I have seen it.
That's such a good movie. I love that movie.
So the nature has called.
Hey, for the free parking.
What? Okay. But yeah, AMVs ruled the roost. Yeah, a lot like basically vlogging was kind of a thing until I say about 2005. I hate that video so much. Or like that maze, like the scary maze. Chris, do you remember that?
I remember that.
Oh yeah, the yellow like Pac-Man face thing.
Yeah, and when it did, you got like screamers. Screamers were the bane of YouTube in the late 2000s. Like sometimes you didn't even know. Like a video
the wall.
Or like you'd be watching something and all of a sudden, like, you know, like, ooh,
A car commercial.
This is kind of
Yeah.
like, I have no desire now. No desire. I will be a good boy. I have seen Jesus. Oh yeah, early MMOs were really interesting. Like, so Chris, what was the first MMO you played?
Other than the Two Fates of Twinion and the Shadow of Acerbius, I think it would be Meridian 59.
Oh wow, that's old school.
Yeah, I also played Neverwinter Nights on AOL back in the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, those
Yeah,
were
City Heroes is a big one. Like you have not lived until you're at a library. It's 2008, and it's just you and a bunch of other 12-year-olds all playing RuneScape.
Oh yeah, RuneScape. Or did you ever play Ultima Online?
I unfortunately did not. But like also EverQuest was kind of the first one to really take over. Like
yeah, that was the
like
first
people thought
mainstream.
WoW was addictive. Like they called WoW crack. Before that, you had EverCrack.
Yep. Yeah, or I called it
and
Level
even
Quest.
before that, you had Jared Crack.
And centuries and millennia before that, you had Nick Crack.
I was trying to get your attention, sir.
Yeah, could you correct?
doing all that.
Yeah, but I played some RuneScape. Didn't really play WoW until later, but yeah, the MMO exploded in the 2000s. But I actually remember talking to a friend of mine. She was more like one of my sister's age. So she was talking about how like before social media, AIM was kind of like, what's your AIM address? And that was kind of like the thing you gave out. But talking about early social media, we gotta talk about MySpace.
I thought you were gonna say we have to talk about the wonderful early internet site called Webkins.
I used to have that.
Yeah,
All right, Nix. This is your time. Go ahead.
So what Webkins was is that you buy a stuffed animal in the store, and then it had a code, and you can adopt that pet on an online site, kind of like RuneScape.
Sounds like Neopets.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. It was pretty cool though. Both my cousins had it, and they had multiple pets. I had a couple too. You can still log into your account if you know your password. I sadly don't. They've updated it actually. But they still keep the site going. It's pretty cool. I unfortunately though can't play my account anymore.
Nix, I have a question for you. Did you ever use Gaia Online?
Very briefly, an old friend of mine who I don't really speak to anymore, differing political views and everything, they went off the deep end. But when I was, it's a little history about me actually. I ended up staying for a few weeks, I think somewhere around maybe a month or half a month, in a, we'll just call it what it is, the psych ward of a children's hospital.
I can relate.
So during that time, I made friends with this girl, and she was very much like me, very big anime fan. And we ended up using the computers whenever they'd give us computer time if we finished our schoolwork very quickly. And she introduced me to Gaia Online, and I used it for a little while, but I didn't get to stay on it when I went home because we had dial-up still, because we live out in the boonies at the time.
Yeah, I never really used Gaia Online because I have a male appendage. Yeah, that was more the girl things, but yeah.
Come on, Nick, challenge traditional gender roles.
Yeah.
But I do have a question. Who here played Club Penguin? Because that was actually after my time.
Yeah, that was after my time too. My nephew played it.
Mine too.
Jared, did you play Club Penguin?
No, I played the better game, Webkins.
Oh, so Jared was a Webkin fan. Please tell us, sir, of your experience with Webkin.
I used to name all my Webkins after Transformers characters. Like I had Jazz, Starscream, Optimus. You used to always be able to see my people roll in.
Jared, do you still have your login for Webkins?
No, because I stopped watching. I was like, no, I'm done.
I think one of the biggest things, actually, something that we forgot to mention is if you didn't play Webkins for a certain amount of time, you'd have to go and buy a new pet and get a new login code to access your account again.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how they got you.
Yeah, Wizard 101 did that too.
That's how they get you.
It's a cruel, cruel world.
It really is.
What the heck was anyone here was a Toontown fan?
I watched someone play it once.
So obviously fan fiction is kind of still a thing, but who remembers kind of the early days of fan fiction?
Oh God, remember when Tumblr was big?
And all those people came over to officially write for DC and Marvel. Isn't that terrifying?
So I've talked about this before, but I myself used to do fan fiction.
I'm doing that right now.
Jared remembers this. So,
That sounds like that sounds like the title of the best movie in the 4 Matrix movies.
So, this is a fan fiction I did. Okay. This is from 2007, guys. But yes, this was a fan fiction that I did back. I think I was 19 or 20 years old at the time. But yeah, and yes, I will claim this flex. I called it the Matrix Resurrection. It was supposed to be a continuation. I'm sorry. That, like, Chris, you got to admit that's pretty cool.
Even though the movie turned out to be really, really peak.
Yeah, I would say my version's better. It's incomplete, but yeah. So AO3 is kind of like the big fan fiction hub now, I guess. Nick,
something like that.
Can you shed some light on that? Oh,
I think she is muted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah, fan fiction actually goes way, way back. Like, a lot of it kind of dates back to the 70s with a lot of the Star Trek fanzines. One of the things that, like, fandom was kind of really spurred on by women, especially in the early days. Like, the Star Trek fandom was, like, really carried the torch was by a lot of women. Because the concept of a Mary Sue actually did emerge in 70s Star Trek fanfiction. Chris, are you familiar with that?
Sorry, what was that?
Fan fiction and its origins in the 70s.
Oh yeah. I think you had mentioned Star Trek.
Yeah, and that's how like Mary Sue actually dates all the way back to that.
Yeah, that's the archetype. That's where it started. Unfortunately.
So apparently, Amino is where the Gen Zers go. That's where the kids hang out these days. I gotta say, I kind of miss MySpace. I miss the customization.
Yeah, put your music on there.
Yeah, and like you had your top friends, and like Tom, he's always your friend.
If I could form my own social media site, I'd call it Your Space.
No. If the ultimate total social media site is you twit my face.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's a combination of everything.
Let's not say we did.
Something shouldn't be combined.
Well, do you think
I was so preoccupied with if I was so preoccupied if I could, I never stopped to consider if I should.
Well, do you think the overabundance of our connectability in the world, like, do you think we take it for granted too much?
Possibility. Possibly.
Because you remember, like, I remember I graduated high school and there was a site called classmates.com and they were charging money for it. Whereas, like, keep tabs on your classmates who graduated, and all this stuff.
Now it's just you log on to Facebook.
Exactly. Like, and you can talk to people around the world, and like, it's like we've grown so used to something that could disappear in an instant.
But I want to know, why would I want to keep tabs on any of the people I went to high school with? I don't like those people.
Or even better.
My mom.
I'm already friends with.
Oh, hey, Linda. We haven't spoken for 20 years.
My mom.
I don't want to sign up for your MLM. Oh, I'm blocked now.
My mom went on Facebook for the first time because she wanted to like reconnect with some of her high school friends. They turned out to be very on the opposite end of the political spectrum with her and kind of pessy about it. So she was like, I'm out.
God.
Oh my God, that's always great when like, oh man, I remember this friend from high school. We had so many events. Oh, they're an SJW now. Oh,
dude, yeah, I've lost. Like, I was astounded by how many people would fail the Mike Tyson test that I went to school with. like, if we were in school,
what is the Mike Tyson test?
I think social media has made people too comfortable with talking shit over the internet and not getting punched in the face. Like, just the idea. It's just the idea that like everything that I say online, like whenever you see me on social media, whenever I post anything, that's my voice. Like I will say that to somebody's face. I will be in person and say that to them. I'm never gonna do the keyboard warrior shit because I grew up in an age without the internet. So I just learned, talk shit, get hit, and it was kind of a good thing. It taught you respect.
I mean, the modern version of talk shit, get hit is F around and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like, I was astounded by like before I got kicked off of Facebook for Zuckerberg interfering in election stuff, but that's something else. I
think a lot of people are fine. Like, see, okay, go ahead. I'll say my thing.
Yeah, I was astounded by how many of my former classmates that I was friends with that were like you said, went SJW or whatever, and it's like I feel like it was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like the whole like what is it, Donald Sutherland, like because
rest in peace, you legend. We didn't. That actually could have been a topic, but rest in peace, you legend. We'll talk about it at the end of the stream.
Yeah, but there were like classmates that I was friends with that were just saying the most asinine, like horrific, disrespectful things, and I'm like, dude, you do realize I can drive to your house and freaking burn your house down, like, cut the shit, like, and I ended up like unfriending people.
Jared, what are you having for dinner?
Barbecue.
Beef.
Lucky.
What's for dinner?
Yeah.
Thank you. Meat's back on the menu, boys. And before I leave, I will say Nightfire sauce.
I'm sorry. I can't control it. It was so cringy. The automatic cringe filters kicked in and just kicked him off the stream. All right, now that Jared's here, Wonderbat's in the chat, everybody. Wonderbat's in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I miss physical buttons so freaking much. Like, I have my car is from 2007. I love it, but I'm so afraid to get a modern car because it's all touch screens, and I'm just scared crapless. Oh, meatball sub, nice. But I actually kind of think one of the reasons why things are kind of snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Sorry. Is I think a lot of young kids are taking the crap they do online and they're bringing it into real life, thinking it's going to be the same, and they're getting punched. Like how many of these TikToks have we seen of these annoying ass people? And like you see that video of the TikToker that grabbed the guy's hat and the dude literally slapped him like a bitch, or the women. Or like the women who do stuff and then they get humbled, they get real quiet after that. I think a lot of people are like have you noticed that as well, Chris?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We do
not mess with Johnny Ortiz. He has the power of God and anime. I'm scared.
I
love that video. But Chris, you were saying? Sorry, I interrupted you again.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Nix, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, I am very, very, very for the around find out policy, especially when it comes to women who think that they can get away with stupid shit because you can't hit a woman. No, go around, find out.
All right. Okay. This is okay. What I'm about to say is going to get clipped and used against me. I don't give a shit. All right. I don't believe in hitting a woman, but if you're going to hit me, I am going to make sure that you can't hit me back. If I can restrain you, cool, but I will do what I need to defend myself.
Oh man, dude, like this, like
I was very careful with how I worded that.
I'm gonna be the bull in the China shop. Dude, I'll be the bull in the China shop. I will be the Sean Connery. I will be the Sean Connery in a Barbara Walters interview. Okay.
Oh my god.
I grew up with an older sister. Okay. I was sent to the hospital because of her. Okay. Like, I don't care what the gender is of whoever is attacking me. If a pit bull comes flying at me, I don't check its junk to see if I should defend myself. Because bites from bitches bleed just as much. So if she's brave enough to swing, she's brave enough to get hit. I'm sorry. The chivalry thing, Like the whole, basically the saying, a gentleman
Years
never
ago, you
strikes
did
a
an
lady.
interview, which may come back to haunt you.
I'm sorry. Finish what you're saying.
Well, I just wanted to say the saying is a gentleman never hits a lady, and I 100% agree with that. But a lady never takes a swing at a dude.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I don't believe in hitting a lady. Thankfully, you're not a lady.
Exactly. Yeah. Like honestly, like I guess maybe that makes me an egalitarian. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, this is what you're talking about. I love this.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
No.
Okay. You did an interview in which you said, it's not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You
You
have
haven't.
zero
No.
fucks.
Not at all.
You think it's good to
I
slap
love
a
this
woman?
guy.
No, I don't think it's good. I
think it's bad,
it must. I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
Or what would merit it?
He's being very fair with what he's saying, but
Yeah.
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word.
okay.
They want to say it again, and get into a really provocative situation.
Okay. That I think we get the gist of that. Next,
Space.
yes. Do you have any final words?
I do not.
Oh, okay. I thought. All right. Well, if you do have some final words, let us know. Where are we going with this? I don't know. It's a frenzy with the topics. They're more like a set of guidelines.
Stuff just kind of happens here.
It just kind of happens. That's why we call it the Friday Night Frenzy. We talk about early internet. Now we're talking about Sean Connery hitting women. It's not how I thought it would go, but this is the Friday Night Frenzy.
Misogyny.
The only thing to make this better would be that clip of Nicolas Cage in a bear suit punching a woman.
Yeah. Not the beast.
One moment. Okay, Nick, describe that clip for me.
Nicolas Cage, it's from Wicker Man. It's
Yeah.
he's in a bear suit, and he just comes up and punches a woman. It's pretty great. Then again, pretty much anything Nicolas Cage does is like golden.
Not
so.
the bees! Not the bees!
Yeah, that's the same movie. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh god. We're still getting to...
Give it a second.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Round one.
The golden.
You win. Perfect.
Okay. Getting back to the early internet stuff. Some of those videos like chocolate rain,
Yeah.
and then also what in the butt, like. So basically, Ray William Johnson basically just stole Tosh Poino's formula. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Nix, have you ever heard of what's what in the butt?
Yeah.
Is that Samwell or whatever? The really, really gay guy.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't. I'm not going to play it because we'll lose literally everybody. Obviously.
Well, Butters did it. Remember when Butters sang "What's in my butt"?
Okay, I might actually play that version. Oh my god! I hate. For the record, I hate you all. I hate each and every one of you.
I never asked for this.
Nobody asked for what's in the butt.
Oh my god! All right, that's enough. We're gonna play because we're like that's a yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it when the stream just becomes just us laughing. It's great.
Yeah, that's so wrong.
What like also some like early other viral videos like Numa Numa. That was always a good one. But also, do you remember like a lot of like do you remember like the early like YouTube skits like some people would do? Okay, this is gonna be really filthy. Okay. I used to really enjoy this YouTuber.
Have you had a day where something just went terribly wrong? You just were so pissed and so upset you didn't know what to do with yourself? Well, I have the answer for you. Just jerk off!
Batteries in the remote are freaking dead!
Just jerk off!
Just got fired from my
quality
freaking
of
job.
this.
Well, just jerk off!
He seems very passionate about masturbation.
But yeah, I used to actually watch this content creator a lot. His videos were like so hilarious. But have you ever had like a thing where oh my god, yes, there were so many good so many good ones.
All the Newground stuff.
Oh yes. All right. This is gonna be a blast from the past. Just this image.
Remember, children, it's Wingardium Leviosa. Swish and flick.
Nick,
Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop it, Rod. Stop.
Oh, Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop.
Ronald Weasley. It's
okay, who remembers this?
Is that looks almost like the precursor to Flash Kids. Like, did you ever see Special Ed Harry Potter?
I only know the Puppet Pals.
So,
the best one, honestly.
So before Ego Raptor got grumpy, he was actually quite awesome. Yeah. Chris knows what I'm about to do.
I hate this suit.
Hey, what's up, Snake?
Can I take off the suit?
Yeah, whatever. It's pretty fucking cool.
Hello, Snake.
Oh my God, hotness! I want to.
Am I having a stroke? Oh.
All right. I'm just showing snippets of these because like I could get like but I mean, obviously we have stuff like AVGN, Nostalgia Critic.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to play those, but like a lot of the Nostalgia Critic offshoot. What?
The Bat credit card.
Okay. All right.
I really liked Nostalgia Critic back in the day. He didn't start getting annoying to me. Well, like when he started pushing his political shit, I'm like, okay, we're out. But like,
meanwhile, the Batman who used to hide from the limelight and steal any hidden photographs taken of him is now making public appearances at a sexist auction where men bid on good-looking women to take out on a date.
It's always like
While there, they come across the seductive Poison Ivy, who blows a hypnotizing perfume that makes men bow to her every will. And as you sadly might have guessed, Batman and Robin actually start bidding on her.
$1 million.
$2 million.
$3 million.
$4 million.
$7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
A Bat
Here we go.
credit card. They gave him a Bat credit card? They had the balls to give one of the greatest superheroes of all time a Bat credit card? No! Does not compute! Does not compute!
Even though like the politics are already there, it was actually this stuff is actually kind of still funny, honestly.
I find that
he started
political stuff more recently, though. He doesn't really talk about politics.
No, like he like had something like about like men's rights and stuff, and I'm like, what does this have to do with like?
I think a lot of that is like a virtue signal to cover up for change the channel.
Yeah, well, he had that one chick. Well, sorry.
Well, because they had like the change the channel document. What I really love is the people who made that were just as bad, if not worse, than him.
Oh yeah.
Doug's harmless. He is kind of one of the more likable people that did Channel Awesome. Like,
Doug's worst sin is that he's a bit incompetent at times, and that he can be a bit of an nincompoop.
Yeah,
that's literally his biggest flaw.
Well,
But,
he
like-
also doesn't understand what he was good at and not what he was bad at. Like,
And the other
you
thing
know.
is, he never really evolved his style. Like, if you look at what he's doing now, it's basically just this stuff, but with better cameras.
yeah. Well, yeah. I just when I remember watching it, I was like, remember when he had the fight with AVGN at the signing?
Oh yeah, that was a really funny video.
Yeah, like I back in the day, I watched all that guy with the glasses stuff, but like
I did too.
It just when he started throwing in like the men's rights things and like suddenly there's like 30 people like in his little entourage and they're all like doing these like really unfunny skits. I'm like, just go back to what like Doug screaming at the camera. Like that was what was funny, you know. And I think what was her name, Lindsay or something?
Lindsay Ellis,
hardcore-
the nostalgia chick, the person who basically got canceled by her own audience.
Yeah, well, that's I think that's the
good
influence
platform.
that. Yeah, like I think that's what the influence was that kind of ruined it for me. Where it was like she clearly had the Janine Garofalo "I hate men" kind of thing going on, and I'm like, whatever, you do you. But when it started,
At
like
least Janine was funny. At least Janine was funny.
That's true. Everybody thought she was Daria too back in the day, but they're like, "You're the voice of Daria." She's like, "No, I'm not." But like I don't like it though when you're making fun of something cool, and then all of a sudden you start going into these weird things that have nothing to do. You know what I mean? It's like let's like Red Letter Media started doing it too, and I was just like, guys,
Oh my god, I can't stand Red Letter Media. They basically ruined Star Wars discourse for over a decade. The amount of times I would have a discussion about like the prequels. Well, Red Letter Media says this. It's like, is this your opinion, or like so many people just regurgitate Red Letter Media's talking points?
The only guy. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but the only guy that I really liked on Red Letter Media was Rich Evans. He's the only one that to me comes off as like a genuine like somebody that I could probably talk to in real life and not want to stuff him down an elevator shaft or something. Like he seemed like a pretty decent guy, but like the other ones, they have this like air of pretentiousness where it's like,
see,
you don't want to have a
kind of this
conversation. They're
timeline.
just going to shit on you.
There's kind of this timeline of like a YouTube content creator. Like they come out, they build their audience, they break, and then they have kind of this period where like, oh hey, we break, and then they get political. Like I've seen this happen so many times. Where like I don't like CinemaSins, so I started watching Cinema Wins. I liked them because they were positive, and then they just slowly start integrating their politics or girlfriend reviews. Like it was a cute little channel, and then they just slowly started integrating their politics. Because like I'm sorry, if I'm watching a video about Final Fantasy VIII, I don't want a random Trump joke thrown in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
It gets grating. All right, Nix. Hope you have your umbrella.
Your kids.
Oh, I pulled a Dr. Disrespect. Like, you remember that one time, I don't know if you saw the video. Hey, Charlie B. Oh, God. Like, Dr. Disrespect's like, hey, could you not, like, flash the screen? And he just, like, did it a bunch of times. But yeah. Oh God, no. For fucking hell. It's starting already. But yeah, that's a problem I have with like a lot of internet reviewers. It's like I'm here to watch a show, like a review of the Squall is Dead theory. I don't know why I'm doing another Final Fantasy reference, but it's just on my mind. On the Squall is Dead theory, I don't need a comparison to January 6th. Please stop.
Yeah, like they all do that. Like it gets to the point where like you really start disliking like media because it's like
I stopped watching YouTubers over it. Like the worst thing you can do is criticize your audience. Like I used to watch girlfriend reviews a lot; they were really great. But then they kind of started blaming their audience. Like they got some criticism blaming the audience. They got political. I stopped watching them. Cinema Wins started getting really political with his videos. Like I'm sorry, I'm here to watch you talk about the Indian in the cupboard. I don't need a lecture on native rights.
Oh God, yeah. Way to suck the wind or the air out of the room.
They all do this, and it's frustrating. Like I want to watch you guys. Like I don't know. And there's some like left tubers. Like I watch Sarah Z's videos from time to time, but she can get really insufferable with some of her stuff.
Yeah, and I find that like, and here's the thing is like when the pendulum swings in the other direction, I find it just as irksome. Like when they're here to own the libs or whatever, dude. I don't care about the libs. Like, it's like with the Star Wars stuff, dude. Like, how many Doom tubers do you need to sit through that are going to sit there and be like?
I've been having this argument with people on Twitter. Like, if you don't like something, just don't look. Just don't look. It's a Simpsons thing. Anyone else see how? I'm not sure what Hardcore Bunny is referring to.
Yahtzee Kershaw from. What's up?
Okay, I got you. I canceled the thing. So okay. But like these people was like, oh, it's their job because like someone linked like John Johns or whatever. Like, see, here's the thing. I do stuff for the joy of it. Okay, if stuff is not fun, or at least somewhat enjoyable, I don't do it. Okay. Like I said this before. When you're doing a breakdown of every episode, breaking down all the little details, you're not a hater, bitch. You're a fan. Like he was like, oh, I hate Batwoman so much. I'm gonna cover every episode because I hate it so much.
Yeah, this is terrible. Here's my 9-part miniseries about it. It's like you're feeding the machine. Like your free advertisement.
I actually did watch some of Spoonie's videos, and he actually I actually think Spoonie was funnier than Nostalgia Critic. I think Spoonie's videos were actually better than the Nostalgia Critics back in the day. But he went off the deep end. But his friends didn't help him one bit. That's a problem. But you ever also have like YouTubers where like you watch them and you just kind of fade away. You stop watching them. Like you don't hate them, but you just kind of like anything. But like, oh, I haven't watched them in forever.
Like Tim Pool. Yeah, it's like okay, the world's ending. We're going.
Oh God, Tim Pool has become like.
Yeah,
I don't like Tim Pool. He is like so I consider myself a bit of a centrist. All right. And by actual centrist, where it's like I have right-leaning opinions, I have left-leaning opinions. Let's just all shut up and work together, But Tim Pool is like the most milquetoast, fence-sitting centrist stereotype around.
Why don't get me more clicks?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, I don't want to focus on stuff I hate. I want to focus on stuff I love. Like, you notice how I don't talk about Star Wars on this channel? Like, the Acolyte is doing all that crazy shit, and, like, I haven't even mentioned it because it's not worth it to me. I'll play KOTOR. I'll watch episode 3 again. I will enjoy the Star Wars that I love. Okay. But if it's something Star Wars, and if they have a new Star Wars series that's actually good, like Andor, I'll watch it. But I just it's too little time in the day. And it just like I don't know.
Well, it just for me, it's like people like being addicted to being miserable.
Yeah, like I view anger as like a poison to the soul. I have not actually. I don't actually really even know what that is, Hardcore Bunny. But the thing is, so about 10 years ago, I was going through a bad breakup, and the girl cheated on me, blah blah blah, and I was kind of going through some other stuff. Basically, I used anger, anger to kind of mask my grief to basically get me through the day, and it was affecting me. Like I was snapping at people more. I was always stressed, and just kind of bring this back to the internet stuff. I used to argue, like people think I argue with people a lot online now. I used to do it a lot more, especially during my Facebook days. Like I kind of stay away from Facebook now just because I got so freaking burnt out on it. But like I was getting so angry with like Facebook, these Facebook arguments that like it was just, you know how when you get so stressed that it actually manifests as physical pain?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was having. And it was like a weekly, daily basis. And I couldn't take it anymore, so I kind of just stopped. So like whenever I get into arguments, it's to have fun. Wait, sorry. Sounds like Nick is chasing Amy, a undersimplistic metaphor for
shitty movie.
Oh God, that is a burn. That is a burn. All right, they got me good. I'll be honest. Hardcore Bunny got me good there. So, fake friends, yeah, yeah, but that's just a whole entire thing. So Chris, what do you miss about the early internet?
I miss the frontier. Like I was saying earlier, I miss the lack of net nanny and totalitarian control over things. I liked being able to basically go anywhere, see anything, and not have to worry about Big Brother snooping down, you know. And yeah, sure, I pirated a few things here and there, but a lot of times the piracy led towards actual legit purchases. Because a lot of the times I pirated 3D Studio Max 2.5 back in the day, and I ended up going to university because I thought I could get somebody to teach it to me other than trying to teach myself through pirated German tutorials. And my Deutsch is schlecht. So I'm like, what the hell?
Mein Lieben.
Yeah. Ich bin eingestorben. No, but
I was just okay. That was my German.
But so I liked, I liked being able to like grab stuff that was like forbidden or unknown or whatever, and then I ended up buying legit copy from Autodesk of 3D Studio Max 4, and I was like,
I would argue the thing with today is piracy is kind of a bit of a moral imperative nowadays, because like all these software companies, like the crap with Adobe, they messed up so bad. The fact that the government is now suing them. Well, you know what it is. The government used Adobe products, and now you're kind of getting onto them stuff, their stuff.
Yeah, you're violating privacy. Like every Hollywood studio, every video game studio that has an Adobe Creative Suite license or Creative Cloud, like all their shit is now being used to train AI, and like that violates all sorts of privacy things.
Exactly. And obviously with like the video games, like I'm sorry, I wasn't even okay with like the $70 price increase. Now they're trying to be like, oh, actually we should raise prices to $100.
Yeah, we'll see how well that works.
Yeah, GTA 6 is not going to cost $100. The collector's edition, maybe. See, this is what they're trying to do now. Is they're trying to like lock a lot of these like early access stuff. Here's the thing that I fear, and this is probably going to happen, is with GTA 6. Okay, if you buy the $100 or $150 edition, you get to play 2 weeks early, because
You mean on time.
that's a game. You know that's a game that people are going to want to start early.
Oh yeah. Well, when they say it's like when all the tiers are like early, except for like the base tier, then it's not early, it's on time, and the base tier is just a late access to the game.
Pretty much. And I just feel like we're kind of slowly starting to reach a point where people are like you heard a statistic, half of PS4's audience, half of the PS4 audience has not migrated over.
Well, there's no reason to. Like, I owned a console since the Atari 2600. The PS5 and the Xbox Series X is the first generation of consoles I have zero interest in buying. I was actually I was disappointed with the Xbox One and the
games
PS4.
are still coming out for the PS4.
Yeah. Like, I think there's still life in that system. Like, I was waiting for it to take off. I was like, where's the cool shit? Like, oh yeah, we got like a bunch of HD remakes, but like, where's like where's the Halo or where's the Super Mario Brothers? And it never came.
Yeah, like I love how I know how like how is it
actually
that a 7-year-old console that was already running on outdated hardware when it released, the fact that it is like it is probably going to outsell the PS2 when all is said and done. I think that's pretty much guaranteed at this point. But like the games they showed, Metroid Prime 4 notwithstanding, I'm certain that's a Switch 2 game. But like Zelda still looked great. Like all the Switch games honestly look great. How is it that a 7-year-old console that was already outdated when it came out is still looking good? It's insane.
Well, I think what it is we've reached a point now where graphics can be acceptable. They may not be amazing or lifelike or whatever, but quite frankly, I think the closer we get to realism, how there's like the uncanny valley. I think there's also the bland valley.
Yeah, I think the thing with Nintendo games is they're heavily stylized, and I think that helps them out a lot.
Yeah, well, it holds up. It's the Wind Waker effect. Like, if you were to as somebody that emulates all these games, you go back through all those Zelda games, Wind Waker is still the only one that looks like holds up really well. All the other ones look like ass.
I mean, certainly controller design peaked with 360. I mean,
yeah, 360 had an amazing.
I mean, like, here's an Xbox One controller. It's very hardly different from a 360 controller.
Yeah,
if you look at the Switch Pro controller, it's basically this.
Yeah, I honestly like the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One. I use 2 Xbox One controllers on my PC. I don't like. They're like, oh, you should try a PS5, like the whatever. I'm like, I don't care. Like, this fits my hand. Like, I don't have any desire to. You know what I mean? Like, controllers back in the day were pretty painful. Like, remember how bad some of those suckers were?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's a big reason why I sold my Switch. That thing is really uncomfortable to hold portable.
It is.
Like the Pro controller is beautiful. Like, that thing is a piece of art. Like, that thing is really comfortable. It's really easy to use. The Pro controller is amazing. But like, I wasn't really using it on tabletop on that mode a lot. So I sold my Switch and got a Steam Deck. Oh my God, the Steam Deck is so comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go back to a lot of those consoles that don't have like grips. Like, yeah, this, and plus the other thing is
ergonomics.
Yeah. Also, take care, Tevya. See you next time.
Have a good one, man.
But like, the thing with this is, I've been a PC gamer for a long time, and like, Xbox controllers have always worked amazing on PC. I mean, of course, you know.
Yeah, Microsoft.
Like basically, it's dirt easy to set these up. Like, yeah, I can use a DualSense, I can use a PS4, I can even use a Switch controller, but there's always like a little catch, or it's like really a pain in the butt to set up. There's always little errors.
Yeah.
It's seamless and it's comfortable. It works, so that's why I use these for PC. It's great.
Yeah. I think the Steam Deck emulates a lot of what the Xbox 360, Xbox One controller.
I would actually argue the Steam Deck kind of emulates the Wii U gamepad, because if you look at the Wii U gamepad and you look at the Steam Deck, they're very similar. Like you have the control, like the sticks up top, and then also because anyone who's ever held a Wii U gamepad knows how comfortable that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think Valve kind of took some inspiration for the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Nintendo was thinking with those Joy-Cons. Those things were just junk, dude. Like
I think it was. I think they were trying to cheap out.
I think they were too. Like it was like they were half-assing like some weird experiment because they're like, it's got like super rumble or whatever in it, and it's got this, and it's like, okay, that's cool. And they're trying to like emulate.
Rumble's nice.
Wii
I like
mode.
the rumble. It feels nice.
Yeah, but like it was at the cost of making my hand fall asleep while I'm trying to play the damn game.
Yeah,
like it was
my
ergonomically a nightmare.
My thing is those Joy-Cons were so freaking small. There's like nowhere for like my hands to go, so like I couldn't really get a comfortable position. Whereas a Steam Deck, like I can make a comfortable position with that really easily.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, the Pro Control, like if you had to play with the Joy-Cons on every Switch game, I probably wouldn't have. I would have noped out a while ago.
Like if you put it in like the dog bone controller configuration, it's not bad because at least then it gives you like some grips. Like it's like that's doable. Like I could do it that way. If that was my only controller, I could live with that. The Pro Controller is beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really interesting with the Switch 2. I think it's pretty certain at this point that it's going to be backwards compatible, especially with them announcing a lot of like all these games they're announcing. I think it's pretty clear it's both going to go physical and digitally backwards compatible. Which I'm just going to be honest with you, I might actually get a Switch 2 at that point. Then,
well, I was surprised they didn't make any announcements about the Switch 2 or the Super Switch.
They did announce that they're going to be making an announcement in August, but they did announce.
There we go.
But I actually really appreciate that they said there will be no Switch 2 announcement for this direct. I thought that was a very nicely thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it set expectations, no stuff. I think it's supposed to happen in August, probably around Tokyo Game Show, I imagine.
Yeah, just in time for the holiday season.
Well, I think what they're going to do is, I think it's a little bit that would be a little bit too late to announce a whole new system for holiday season. I think what they're going to do is what they did with the Switch. They're going to release it in March or May, let the early adopters beta test it, get all the kinks out, and then do another big thing. Yeah, exactly. But the problem is the Switch had Breath of the Wild. It was basically a Breath of the Wild machine for like the first 3 or 4 months.
And then Mario Odyssey.
Oh, you mean we're getting a Pippin too? Sorry.
I remember that.
That's a joke that only Chris got. But I think it's kind of interesting. Like them allowing emulators is kind of an interesting move.
Yeah, especially considering emulators are very rogue. Like they've been on Android devices for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the gated garden closed architecture of iOS, I don't see that as a good facilitator because what's going to happen is Nintendo just going to use it to poach all of their lawsuits, like how they shut down. What was it? Vim's Lair. They shut down.
I mean, let's be honest. You close one emulation ROM site, 3 more open up in its place. Like I know a lot of people were kind of freaking out about it, but like, come on, there'll be another one in 5 minutes.
Well, that and I've already plundered. Like, I don't need 8 and 16-bit games. I've got them all.
Same here. I literally have. Yeah. Like the only for me, it's like Super Nintendo game, a PlayStation 2 game. I'll download those a la carte. But Apple getting into the gaming market, that's interesting because they've been I don't know, because they've been having some games ported to Apple. Like they had Death Stranding ported. The fact that they just let Steam go away is very interesting.
Yeah, I am not a fan of I was never really a fan of Apple until they created iTunes, because I really liked their solution to the music piracy. I thought that was a great, buy whatever music you want, and then when the iPhone came out, clearly that was like the progenitor for smartphones, like what we consider the modern smartphone.
I mean,
But,
to be fair, smartphones had existed for years up until
Yeah, they did.
Like
Blackberries.
Palm, Windows Mobile, like the Palm Trio was a thing. Basically, Apple made it normie friendly.
Made it.
And that's what
good
Apple
UX.
does. That's what Apple does with everything. They because MP3 players had existed for 5 years before the iPod came out. They make it normie friendly. That's what Apple does with stuff.
Yeah. I just my concern though with gaming is we're actually moving away from the gated gardens. Like, there's a reason why I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox X, is because I can get that on Steam, or I can get it on my, some other Windows based or.
I don't think there's
PC-based.
going to be another Xbox console, or at least another dedicated one.
Yeah,
because Xbox is not doing too hot, and even Game Pass is not too hot, and Microsoft can easily just write off their gaming division. Or I think it'll be like they'll just kind of go like third party ish.
Dude, they bought a bunch of shit up and then they didn't use it and they just killed studios. Like, I was reading some of the layoffs they did.
Return of the
It's like,
Knicks.
what the hell? Hey,
Hello.
welcome back.
Yeah, we're just talking about gaming and whatnot.
Yeah, like what Microsoft did to the gaming industry is insane.
Yeah, the Steam Deck is actually, I would say, is quite the disruptor. Because look at all the PC companies that have been jumping on it. Like, they're all doing their thing. I think once we have a PC, you want to respond to that?
Jesus. She's like, I'm not going to dignify
Silence is her response.
No, I had a family emergency to deal with, but I'm back.
Oh.
All right, welcome back. We missed you, Nix. But yeah, I think once we can get because the problem is you get all these like PC handhelds. They're all like, oh, we have a new PC handheld. It's $800 to $1,000. They're all like $500 plus. Like, we need one that can like match the Steam Deck's price, and so far there hasn't been. The other thing about the Steam Deck is it's very user friendly. Like, it's a very console like experience. I think Steam is trying to like get Steam OS. Like, I feel like there will be a time where Steam licenses out the OS because they want sales on Steam. That's what they want. That's the whole reason they did the Steam Deck. So I can see them licensing it out.
Yeah. Well, I remember when they tried their Steambox stuff. And they didn't.
Well, that never even actually came to fruition. Like, all the Steam machines did get released. Well, and this is why, like, when the rumor came of like Valve might be bought by Microsoft, I call bullshit on that. Because the entire reason that Valve has been
to get away from Windows,
their Linux initiative is because of Windows.
Yeah.
And like, Gabe is a former Microsoft employee. He knows how they operate. He knows how they operate better than probably a lot of people.
Well, and that's basically what Steam has become, is like a little mini Microsoft. Like, the last game they actually made, God, was it
Half-Life Alyx?
Yeah, and like,
and I'm not saying Valve is perfect. Valve definitely has problems.
Yeah, they can't count to 3. But
I'm waiting. Like, I heard some rumors that like Portal 3 was going to come out at one point, but like, oh my god, can you imagine? But like,
I would want to see what Tim Swift could do without. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So Portal was kind of from what I recall, it was kind of like an auteur project from Kim Swift.
It was basically, I think, like a
mod of.
I think what it was like, those colleges and your final thing you do a game.
Yep. Yeah, that's
it was that. Yeah, it was that, and then they got noticed, and they brought him in, and then they brought in the Half-Life writer and whatnot.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder what else she can do, and I'm like, it's kind of like with like I miss when we had Rockstar game developers because it allowed me to follow their work, and you'd almost have like an install base. It's like, for example, Amy Hennig, she's attached to a project. Okay, I'm going there.
It still exists, but it's kind of like the very vestiges because the new Captain America game was partially marketed with Amy Hennig being on board.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Kojima can make entire studios open up their wallets, just like
yeah.
I'm gonna make a game about being an Amazon package delivery person. I want 500 million. And Sony's like, make it 600 million.
Yeah, there was magic that was lost. Like there was somebody at Konami that was wrangling in Kojima, and clearly Kojima was the creative vision at Konami. So like when both of them parted ways, it was like an incompleteness on both sides. Because that Death Stranding game, dude, I'm sorry, but I tried. I really did. I'm like, I don't care. You got Norman Reedus in it. This is fucking boring.
I mean, not just Norman Reedus, but like Del Toro,
Lindsay Wagner.
You got the woman from the Bond films.
Yep. Yeah, Bionic Woman.
I think no. The one from the recent Bond films.
No, I know. Yeah, the redheaded chick, but like the blonde. Yeah, the Lindsay Wagner there from the original Bionic Woman.
We're talking about two different people here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're talking about
That's why Konami. Like, if you noticed, all the recent games, they've basically been like farming it out to other studios.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong,
dude.
funny. That new Silent Hill remake, it does not capture the original in the slightest.
I'm frustrated, man, because
So am I.
Silent Hill 2 is probably one of my here's the thing is wasn't a big fan of the gameplay. I thought it was boring as shit. But the story and the psychological exploration of grief and self-sabotage and all that stuff, like that's a game you think about long after you played it. And like they made Angela that looks like Bob Hoskins in a wig. They made Maria.
They had a secret ending where like it was revealed that the dog was controlling everything.
Yeah, but like the whole point of the story was that James Sunderland isn't a good person, and he did really terrible shit, and now he's going to hell and paying the price. And Silent Hill is that manifestation of hell. And you see other lost souls that are irredeemable. You meet Tommy there, the guy that like murdered his neighbor and then killed the dog and stuff.
Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie. He called me a fat piece of shit. So there's that guy, and then there's was Angela Orozco there, who like basically got revenge on her dad from doing some essay,
and her brother too.
Yeah, and her brother, and I think she might have killed her mom too. Like, it's really ambiguous that like maybe she's like that she like set a fire and burned the house down and killed them after she, But so there's that, and you realize that they're like irredeemable souls. So like when you get to James, and you're like, well, why is he with these people? Like, what's going on? And then you learn later on, the shit that he did was really bad too. But through the process of suffering, through the pinhead demon that basically he created to torture himself, he redeems himself at the end of the game, or he doesn't. But like the idea is that you're exploring somebody's inner hell, and I loved that. And this whole other game misses the point. Like Maria doesn't look like the sexed up trollop that she was in the original game. There's a reason why she was all sexy like that. She had the Christina Aguilera 2001 Viewer's Choice.
Oh my
God. And that was a reason for that.
Wait. Is there a scene of her kissing Britney Spears and Madonna?
Well, there is a scene where Pyramid Head is sexually violating a pair of mannequin legs. And James sits in the closet and watches.
Okay.
I mean, I'd sit and just let him do his thing too. I'd be like, nope, no thanks. I'm not leaving this closet. It's my home now.
Also, if you want to go like pop psychology, there's a bit of a analysis there, like, oh, he's staying in the closet.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of the movie Jacob's Ladder.
That's
where
because
it's basically,
they took inspiration from the movie, actually.
yeah, and it works really well. Like you're playing it now, so you're actually the one actively redeeming your own soul, and I love that about that. And this new remake just seems like somebody got a cursory view of it. Because here's the thing: is Silent Hill
Somebody
2
read the Wikipedia.
Yeah, well, Silent Hill 2 had absolutely nothing to do with Silent Hill. It was a completely different game, and they threw it in. Same thing with Silent Hill: The Room. Those were other games.
Actually, no. Silent Hill 4, The Room, was fully intended to be a Silent Hill game right from the get-go. It's just that they kind of wanted to try something a little new and different with the game. And
Yeah,
I think it worked out pretty well. But yeah, no, that's just a rumor.
Maybe it wasn't The Room. I remember reading somewhere that they're like, this was originally not, it's kind of like a Siren game or something, and then they threw it into Silent Hill.
It's like, oh, we're making this space game. It's not supposed to be Quake, but marketing wants to put Quake 2 on it so it'll sell better.
Well, they did it with Star Fox. Remember Star Fox Adventures?
Oh, that story is really messed up. Do you know the full story about that?
Yeah, it was originally a crystal.
A game called Dinosaur Planet, which that the ROM actually leaked out a few years ago. That was actually one of my holy grails. I was waiting for that ROM to leak out. So they had this. It was starring a fox named Saber, which, by the way, is a reference to Rare's earlier work because they had the game called Saber Wolf, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like their answer to Zelda. Because if you look at Rare's output on the N64, it's all, oh, Nintendo did this, we'll do it better. Nintendo, like Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing. Dinosaur Planet was supposed to be their answer to Legend of Zelda. And so basically what happened is Miyamoto came to the office. Hey, Geek, how you doing? He came to the office. He was playing the demo. He's like, this character looks a lot like Star Fox. And then he went back to Japan. Then Miyamoto pulled a Miyamoto, and they were told to turn it into a Star Fox game.
Yeah.
And that's basically caused a lot of ill will, and that's what kind of led to them being bought by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Going back to the Silent Hill, The Room thing, that actually is a very popular rumor that people started basically because it didn't really, I guess to a lot of people, didn't feel like a Silent Hill game. Mm-hmm. But the interesting thing is that in the original Silent Hill, at one point in one of the levels, you go in and you can see there's a reference to the Walter Sullivan murders in 4. In one of the, like a newspaper you can kind of glimpse at, where it talks about these 2 twins being murdered.
Yeah, well,
they implanted the idea of Walter's murders all the way back in Silent Hill 2, so it was definitely...
Well, the stuff with Silent Hill 2 is they added that in after the game was originally developed. Like the Silent Hill 2 was not... Sorry.
Kind of like how there's a Last of Us reference in Uncharted 3.
Well, like Silent Hill 2 has like the story has nothing to do with the story of like 1 and 3 are very cohesive. Those 2 games could be played back to back, and it would make sense because you actually play the girl from the first one in the third one, so there's continuity there. But the second one is James's journey, and it's a completely they tacked on the like again. It was Konami going, how are we going to sell this weird abstract psychological like cerebral sodomy? Like how are we going to get this game?
Geek, we talked about like early internet stuff. We talked about Linkara, and now these 2 are ranting about Silent Hill, and I'm just letting them go.
Yeah,
Silent Hill is the best.
Yeah, they made a so if you played Silent Hill on I think the original Xbox and later the like the Game of the Year edition or whatever on the PS2, you actually got a completely canon breaking side mission called like Born from a Dream, and you actually play as Maria, and that was made long after the original game was even developed. Because if you know the Silent Hill 2 story, it makes no sense because Maria is literally a physical manifestation created by James.
Well, by the town manifesting James's
the town
desires.
Yeah, the town is kind of the catalyst, but James, or I should say, James is the catalyst, but the town is the facilitator. Just like with Pyramid Head, and just like with all the the piece of furniture that attacks Angela, it wasn't. Yeah, yeah, but it, like that was why when they threw Pyramid Head in the movie, it made no freaking sense because that was literally
that's James' personal demon.
Exactly. It was like something personal.
But he's iconic. He's an iconic he's an iconic thing of the franchise. Basically Pyramid Head is the Silent Hill what Sweet Tooth is the Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing about Pyramid Head, actually, and this is something that I ended up finding out from a YouTuber. The giant knife that Pyramid Head is known for wielding, a lot of people just think it's like some kind of sword. But actually, he doesn't have it the first time you see him. He only gets it right after you see Angela and get the knife from her.
Yep.
So and she's talking about, ending her own life, and James,
exactly.
It kind of implants the idea of maybe James doing the same. And the more you look at that knife, the more you get the one of the bad endings in water.
The self-destruction one.
Yeah, where James drowns himself with his wife's corpse in the back of his car.
Yep. Yeah, and because the Pyramid Head, when you first meet him, he has that stick, that pointy stick. Or nothing at all.
He has
nothing at all. He has absolutely nothing. He's assaulting two mannequins while James is in the closet trying to not get caught and killed. And then at the ending, when you finally fight him for the final time, there's two Pyramid Heads and they have a spear.
Yep. Red Pyramid Head. He is called the Red Pyramid Head because the name is important to the themes of Old Blood.
Yeah, like I think all of that is tacked on to fit it into the Silent Hill universe. But when the game was originally designed, it wasn't Silent Hill. It that stuff was added in because the story that Harry Mason starts with his game in part 1, and it's about this cult and about how the town is cursed and all. And it seemed weird because I played the PS1, I played the original one, and then when I played the second one, and I'm like, why are none of the characters from the first one? I don't know what's going on. What? And then you realize, oh, okay, so it's almost like a side story, like a guidance.
Was it Silent Peaks?
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely had some Twin Peaks feel to it, but. Dude, Silent Hill 2, though, it's
one of those games you just have to experience to understand.
Yeah.
No one can be told. Too. No one can be told what Silent Hill is. You must experience it for yourself.
Dude, I don't know about you, but sorry.
I was gonna say, interestingly, all of the songs, you won't hear anything like them ever again. Akira Yamaoka did a great job with the sound design. I actually have one of the.
Is that the deaf composer who actually wasn't deaf?
I don't think so. I never heard.
Chris, did you hear about that story?
No. Is that
Apparently, there's this Japanese composer who claimed to be deaf, but actually wasn't deaf or something. It was kind of a big scandal or whatever. Geek Defense, he's got a hot take. Alan Wake is better than Silent
he's
Hill.
Wrong in every front.
Well, here's the thing. Yamaoka, the soundtrack for Silent Hill 2, Japanese composer. I have never heard somebody capture Americana better in my life. Yeah. This is a foreign composer, but they got the electric guitars. They got
wait, what's his name? What's his name? What's the
Akira Yamaoka.
Okay, because the person I'm talking about is Mamoru Samarubuchi.
I don't know who that is.
I guess he composed for Resident Evil or whatever.
Oh.
He says Clock Tower is better than Silent Hill.
Huh. Clock Tower did have some interesting mechanics.
It's good, but I wouldn't say it's better, honestly, in my opinion.
Well, Yeah, Silent
Don't
Hill 2
Cry,
is just
Jennifer is
psychological.
probably one of the most haunting video game music tracks ever.
Go
Okay.
listen to White Noise. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but it just makes my ears happy.
No, how about this one? The long hallway at the end of Silent Hill 2.
Oh yeah.
Tell me you didn't have dry eyes.
You have to listen. Oh my god, you have to listen to the letter in the good ending, not the in water ending, but the good ending from James's wife, Mary.
Okay, check
yeah,
this
where
out.
she tells him to live.
You to live on and be happy. Oh.
The hits, Tell me you don't get chills.
Right?
That was on the SNES. I thought that was only on the Super Famicom.
No, it didn't come out for. It was Super Famicom only. I think it came out in America on the PS1. I know Clock Tower 2 came out on the PS1. I know.
And they tried to market it as the first Clock Tower. Yeah, Clock Tower never officially came out to any other countries outside of Japan.
I think
actually.
it is actually coming out now. It's getting like a remake or something.
But yeah, and then they tried to market the second game as the first game, which was a really dumb, stupid idea because it's clearly a sequel. You don't even have to know that there is another Clock Tower to be like, this is a sequel to something.
Yeah. Yeah, they're aren't they in like a school in the second one, where the first one they're in just a mansion?
In the first one, they're in a mansion. The second one, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a hospital or something because
it's like
getting checked out because she was getting checked out for all of her injuries and
Clock Tower Clock Tower did have a really cool fear mechanic, which you have this meter that you didn't see, but basically the closer that the guy with the shears, I can't remember what they called him. Scissorman. Yeah, when he gets closer, your meter starts filling up, and if it gets maxed out, your character starts getting panicky and starts fumbling, and it's like, oh, this is cool. They're throwing you basically have to hide and get away so that your character can actually do stuff. So that if you let this killer get too close, your character starts tripping while running away or fumbling with their weapon and stuff. I was like, this is awesome.
They also
it's kind of like how people make an argument about the original Resident Evil 1 and 2. The reason why it's better is the crafting controls actually make the game scarier. Because imagine a zombie's coming at you, you're like, how do I shoot it? Shoot it, and you're trying to lift your gun. It's you're having problems, and that makes the game scarier. And that's kind of something that's lost in the remakes because the controls are better. It's just easier to aim, pop the heads.
Yeah, it feels like a shooter with limited ammo.
Yeah, I mean, some people like it. I mean, I actually the first time I completed Resident Evil was Resident Evil 2 Remake, which I actually really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the best examples of a good remake.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 2 Remake.
I hear the fourth Resident Evil 4 remake's pretty good from what I hear. I need to play that one.
Doesn't look terrible, but I wouldn't say it's as good as the original. They never are.
I mean, Resident Evil 4 is one of the most ported games ever. So
yeah, I have that on the iPhone.
Oh God! Oh, I've actually seen that one played. That is the graphics are so bad on that one.
Yeah, they are. Man.
I will give Resident Evil 4 this. I don't think we've ever had a game before or after where you could suplex a zombie.
Well, to be fair, Final Fantasy VI wins because you could suplex a train.
That's true, but suplexing zombies is pretty hardcore.
But suplexing a train, that's just pure metal.
Man,
hey, wasn't that a glitch in the game, and people loved it so much they actually kept it in?
Maybe.
Sober Max Payne.
Oh God!
I loved the first two games. I couldn't get into the third one.
Yeah, the first two were done by Remedy, and the third one was done by Rockstar proper. I gotta say, the only Remedy game that I ever really got into was Control. I actually really enjoyed that game because it's basically like old conspiracy theories. The way I would describe playing Control is, imagine you're doing a cross-country trip. It's 3 a.m. and you're listening to Coast by Art Bell. And all of a sudden you see a flashing light. That's basically Control. It's really great. It has a really great atmosphere. The lighting, like the shooting mechanics are actually pretty good. I really dig Control.
Yeah. Wait, that's the one with the chick, right? You play as the
Yeah.
Yeah, she has like
and she has like that gun and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we start wrapping up, yeah, that sounds about right. I want to do a kind of little thing. We should have done this earlier, but so we lost a really great actor. Donald Sutherland has passed away at the age of 82. I kind of wanted to go around and talk about what the actor meant to us, some of our favorite roles for him, and whatnot. So, Nix, what does Donald Sutherland mean to you?
I think the only role I really know him from, I know him as an actor, but I think the only role I've ever seen him in that I can remember is Hunger Games.
Yeah, he did own that role.
Yeah. Best President Snow we've ever gotten.
Chris, what about you?
God, I remember him in Invasion of the Body Snatchers there. Yeah, that was a very iconic scene. I remember him as he was a voice in Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, that movie that bombed.
Oh yeah,
he did do that, didn't he?
Yeah, still an enjoyable movie.
I didn't like
it.
But,
he was a great actor, and here's the thing: is sure, it's a tragedy, and rest in peace and everything, but
not really a tragedy. Not a tragedy.
Yeah,
he lived a good life.
He lived an accomplished, long life. Not many of us are going to get the opportunities he had.
82 is a good 82 is a good run. 82 is a good run.
Yeah.
So for me, I've seen him in a lot of things, but like Nick said, the role that stands out to me is President Snow. He just owned that role. He owned it. I just basically Donald Sutherland is a President Snow. What's his name? The first Dumbledore actor, Richard Garfield, was to Dumbledore, or Ian McKellen is the Magneto. These are roles. These are roles that are going to be very. It's okay, Charlie. We're going to be wrapping up soon, so thank you for stopping by. So rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mayor. Rest in peace, President Snow. Rest in peace, you fucking legend. And I think at this point we're going to be wrapping up here. So, Nix, final words, anything you want to promote, anything you want to say, go ahead.
I wish we'd gotten a better Silent Hill 2 remake.
Fair enough.
That's
Chris,
about it.
Anything you want to promote, and any links you want to drop, let me know. Put them in the private chat. I will post them. But anything you want to promote?
Yeah. I've been posting some stuff on X, Twitter, whatever the hell it is, showing off some of the cool stuff I've been working on. Finally got a 3D printer to work for me, so we got the now 8-inch tall figurines of the characters from the Infinitel Chronicles books that I'm working on. And I just recently posted about the collectible cards. I was able to get all the foil, or I should say I stuffed all of the cards into the foil packs while I was talking to everybody today on the stream.
Oh, Nice multitasking. So thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure to hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow my Patreon. Torn Samurai number 4 is currently at the printers, so we'll have that here in a few weeks. And our feathered friend will be making a return here shortly. Got some stuff in the mix. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Nix. Thank you, Chris. And as always, this has been Nix and the Phoenix Express. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it. Everybody.